Hi, everyone. My name is Angela Harris, and I'm the Executive Artistic Director of Dance Canvas. So, we're going to try something new. We've had a lot of people ask us to show footage from some of our performances. And so, what we thought would be fun would be to bring you guys into our homes and introduce you or reintroduce you to some of the choreographers that have worked with us over the years. So, today is the very first of our choreo chats. It's an opportunity for us to grab a cup of coffee and sit and chat with our choreographers to find out a little bit about them, what they're doing during this time where we're stuck in the house, how they're creating, and how they're keeping the artistic juices flowing. So stay tuned. Every Thursday, we're going to try one of these and we're going to show you excerpts from our past performances. Enjoy. Hi, everyone. We are trying something new with Dance Canvas. So today is the first of our choreo chats. Um, what better way to start off than with our professional programs director, Dana Woodruff, who has choreographed for Dance Canvas. How many times, Dana?
3 times.
3 times. So our audiences have had a chance to see Dana's work on stage, both actually at all three theaters that we presented at, right?
Right.
Rialto and the First Center where we're now, and at our old space at 14th Street Playhouse. So thanks for joining me for coffee today, Dana.
It's my pleasure.
I know lots of things about you, but I want our audiences to get to know you and your work a little better. So grab a cup of coffee and let's chat with Dana. um, so Dana, just tell us a little bit about your background. Like, where did you grow up? Where did you train?
Sure. So I grew up in Norwich, Vermont, which is right by Dartmouth College. It's right on the border to New Hampshire. So that's where I danced. The professors at Dartmouth, they were a husband and wife team. Um, they taught ballet and modern and jazz. So I grew up dancing with them from the time I was 7 to the time I graduated from high school. So very long time. And then I went on to Adelphi University, which is on Long Island, and I studied with some amazing teachers. One of them was Carmen de Lavalade, who's a huge inspiration. She would say things like, Lester said to think about this. So it was like getting this technical information about the Horton technique pretty
Because
much from the
talking
source.
about Lester Horton.
Right. We'd be like, oh, okay, like this is amazing to get this firsthand experience. So after Adelphi, I went on to NYU. So I moved into New York City and went to NYU to School of the Arts for 2 years for my master's degree. And again, just amazing faculty, had a lot of performing opportunities, and did a piece by Mark Morris, A Lake, and that was fabulous, and just met a lot of wonderful people. And kind of from there, it was working in the city. I danced with the Joyce Trissler Dance Company, which is a modern dance company, for a while, and then producing my own work with collaborators and teaching and teaching and teaching and teaching. So yeah, a lot of teaching, dancing, running around the whole New York experience.
I love it.
Yeah. And then I met my husband, we moved down here in 2003. And I love Atlanta. I love how diverse it is. I love just the pace of it. There's a lot going on, but if you want to scale back, you can. It's a lovely place. So
Yeah.
yay.
and a great place to grow your choreography.
Right.
Um,
Right.
and the pieces that you've done for us, you've done a range of different pieces with us. What is your, when you choreograph, what is your process like?
So my process is always driven by the idea. So I'll have a specific idea of something I want to explore, and then from there, everything builds out. So I build the structure, I kind of map it out, like how I want to proceed with the process of building it, and then music, um, and then from there it's dancers. I usually have um, specific dancers in mind when I'm thinking all about all of this stuff. um, Sometimes I'll have to look for dancers, but usually I know who I'd like to use, and that's just from years of being here and working with wonderful artists and that kind of thing. So
I joke around with you a lot because you have a great way of selecting these really talented male dancers that are, and I'm always like, you should create Dana Woodruff's all male company. Um, is what in your choreography do you think is maybe a signature or something that stands out in your choreography and the work that you create on your dancers?
a good question, Miss Angela. Um, Gosh, a signature thing. I am my experiences, right? I am the training that I received, and so I feel like a lot of my work has a classical lean to it, just because that's my training. A lot of ballet background, and so a lot of really clear lines. I have some quirkiness in there too that kind of seeps through, but I do feel like I draw upon a lot of my classical dance background.
Yeah, and especially in Vector, and Vector premiered in our 2018, our 10th anniversary performance series, and that's the little snippet that we're gonna show today. But in Vector, I saw all of those lines and like the power and the partnering, and we
Mhm.
it was really dynamic in all of the dancers, and all the dancers were all different sizes and heights and facilities,
Mm,
and but they all really attacked your movement really well.
thank you.
When so with Vector, what can audiences expect to see? If they haven't seen it already, they'll get to see an excerpt of it today.
Well, just quickly, the inspiration was the definitions of the word vector. So this idea of direct lines in space, of being a carrier and also being carried. Um, and so dealing with a lot of directional change and shifts and body weight. And yeah, it's very partner heavy. There's a lot of partnering work. And so for that one, I really knew who I wanted to work with, because I knew there would be so much partnering work. Um, and, certain dancers have more experience with that than others. So that was, important to me that they really felt comfortable with each other's bodies. But yeah, there's a lot of linear shapes. Um, and slicing straight lines, and yeah, so it's actually three sections together, and each section sort of explored a different aspect of this word vector.
I love it. And Vector was one of my favorites. So I'm excited that it gets to go on the screen for a little bit.
Yeah.
So before we tune into Vector, Dana, how has your life been in the house during this time?
For the most part, very good, very going great. Yeah. There are days that I'm like, pulling my hair out. I do have two kids, and so there's the homeschooling stuff happening. But all things considered, I'm really lucky. I have some space out in my backyard that I will go to if I just need to get some fresh air. Um, but yeah, I think, one cool thing, or one thing that I've been thinking about lately, is that, just take, like, I think we don't take enough time to just like not do anything, because we feel like, oh, we're not being productive, and we're being lazy and all of that. And so it's some days I just literally will like sit outside and listen to the birds chirping. And that's okay.
Yeah,
Like, that's what I need to do in that moment. And so I'm enjoying moments like that, of just really like stopping, um, and not getting on my phone and checking my Gmail and all that stuff. So yeah, just having the opportunity to like really slow down, has been nice.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us today, Dana, in our Choreo Chat. Um, and we're excited to watch Vector. So let's
Thank you.
watch it.
Enjoy.